Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and today I'm going to be showing y'all how to get into Wizard101's most important side activity, which I think is gardening. And gardening matters a lot because this is the best way to get a surplus of mega snacks like golden wheat breads, fancy yogurts, captain cantaloupes, etc. And this video will be all about how to get into that. There's going to be just some tips and tricks on how to really get started, what plants to look out for as you go along, how to quickly gain XP to be able to plant those plants, and that type of thing. So let's go ahead and get started. So what you're going to want to do to kick things off, you're going to want to go to Moolinda Woo in the life school over here, and she will give you the quest Green Thumb, I think is what it's called, but we'll see if I'm right on that. Green Acres, never mind.
As the professor of life magic, it falls to me to tell you about a wonderful new activity available to students. I speak of gardening. Students at Ravenwood can plant and grow amazing plants in their dormitory rooms or castles. Wizards of all schools can garden, so my hope is that every student will learn the joy of shepherding new life. There is so much to learn about gardening, and I know just the person to teach you. Seek out Farley in Gollum Court. He will explain the basics of gardening to you.
So to Farley we shall go. He will explain the basics to us. And this quest, it really does explain some important stuff about gardening. And, well, there's some other advice that I can give just sort of as we go along. But let's talk to Farley.
Greetings, my little wizard friend. You look like you're in need of some learning, and I'm happy to oblige.
Oh, I'm the little one? I'm the little one, aren't I?
And if it's not too much trouble, I'll ask you for a small favor once I've finished yapping.
This word has done irreparable damage to my generation.
So, where to start? Well, let me tell you about how gardening works. It all begins with the tiniest of things, a seed. That's it, a seed. Do you have a seed with you? Surely you must. What's that? You don't? Oh dear. And we're off to a poor start. Tell you what, will you run over to speak to Blossom, the life tree in the midst of Ravenwood? Ask her for a seed. Any type will do. She should set you up with something to get you started. Be off then, will ya?
So Blossom will give you a rank 1 seed.
Good day to you, young wizard. What can I do for you? A seed? Farley sent you? A most unusual request, but I should be able to help you. A plant's journey of life begins with it as a seed. There are many types of seeds, each with a different destiny. With enough energy, you can prepare soil of your choice in your castle, if you have one, or a planter in your dorm. Then, you can place the seed into the readied soil. After a time, it will begin to grow. You can shepherd its growth through spells and other means of caring for it, creating an environment for it to thrive. I will give you a seed. Take it back to Farley. He will tell you more.
So there's our dandelion. So likes and dislikes. This is an important part. The likes will help it grow faster, and the dislikes will slow it down. So when we get into the later part of the video, and I'm talking about like how to get infinite mega snacks, that type of deal, you're going to want to capitalize on all of the likes that a plant gets. And for a lot of the plants that you can get that drop mega snacks, there are a lot of likes that they have, which means you can get them from, seedling all the way to elder in just a few short days, which is really, really nice. You can get a bunch of mega snacks every 3 times every 2 weeks. It's the best way I can really describe it.
Oh, you've got that seed? Fantastic. I recommend you roll up your sleeves and learn something about gardening.
So, facts of life, let's see here.
What kind of seed Blossom saw fit to give you. Oh, what's this? A dandelion? That'll do nicely. After you've planted your dandelion seed, it starts to grow. From seed to seedling, young plant, mature plant, to elder. You can use a number of helpful spells to usher it along as it grows, keeping it healthy and happy. Take a look at the row of 4 dandelions to the side of me, and examine each of them. When you're done, come back and I'll bend your ear some more, if you've got the patience for it.
This is a seedling, the youngest phase of life for a plant. You will need energy to plant a seed in a planter or the ground. After a seed is planted, you can use plant growth spells on it to help it flourish. Plants require some things to thrive and survive: water, sunshine, pollination, magic, and even music. Plants that are cared for with spells to satisfy their needs will advance through the stages of life. Next, you should examine the young plant. This is a young plant in its next stage of life after seedling. You can observe your plant's growth visually and by using some simple spells. The plow spell allows you to remove a plant or dirt pile if you wish to do so. The revive spell allows you to transform a wilting plant into a young plant, ready to grow once more. Now you should examine the mature plant. This is a mature plant in the fullness of its growth. When a plant becomes mature, it can be harvested. You can harvest a plant by interacting with it. Each type of plant yields a different harvest: reagents, pet snacks, gold, treasure cards, or more seeds. You can harvest from a plant as long as it's in its mature stage of life. It's now time to take a look at the elder plant.
This is the one that matters the most, so listen closely.
This is an elder plant, the final stage of a plant's life cycle. Many plants won't reach this stage. An elder plant can be harvested one final time with much greater possible rewards.
Like mega snacks.
Once an elder plant is harvested, it disappears and cannot be revived.
But they will, a lot of them, the ones that matter, will drop seeds of themselves at elder. So if they reseeded elder, you can keep planting them and kind of just going through the whole life cycle again.
You should return to speak to Farley.
So, there you have it. Think you know it all now? Don't get carried away. I've still much to teach. I'm sad to say that gardening isn't all nurturing and happiness. Plants can be endangered by some very real threats. Take a look at the 2 unhealthy-looking specimens to the other side of me. Come back when you've seen for yourself what can happen.
Will you let me interact with it?
This plant is wilting. It will die before too long if it's not taken care of. Plants can die if their needs are not met, or if they are killed by pests. Plants have likes and dislikes, things that encourage or discourage their growth. A plant's likes are things it enjoys being near. These can include other types of plants or gardening items. A plant will flourish if it is near things that it likes, while things it dislikes will cause it to become unhealthy. An important part of gardening is learning how to arrange your plants and create a healthy garden for them. You should examine the dead plant now. This plant is dead. Now all that can be done is to plow it over or revive it as a seedling.
Which costs a lot of energy.
The greatest threat to plants are pests. Pests can infest a plant and hinder its growth. If pests are not eliminated, eventually the plant will begin to wilt and die. When a plant is infested by pests, it cannot be harvested, and growth spells will have no effect. To eliminate pests, you must use pest-fighting spells. To eliminate a pest, the spell must be of high enough rank. You can purchase pest-fighting spells from vendors throughout the spiral, or even win them as treasures. Farley can tell you more about how to get started gardening.
It's a sorry state to see plants doing so poorly, but it's important to know what risks there are when gardening. I think by now you've learned the basics of planting and gardening. If you've been paying attention, the seed Blossom gave you should be enough to get you started. I encourage you to try it out. You've already got the basic spells to care for your plant, and I can sell you additional spells and items for your garden. As you continue to garden, you'll reap the rewards in the form of harvests, badges, and even experience. I look forward to seeing you again with your newfound green thumb displayed oh so proudly. Best of luck to you.
So there we go. We've got the Novice Gardener badge. And now what we can do is we can plant these rank 1 seeds that I've got in my house. Now, I don't have the red barn farm on this character, so let me go to one that does, because this is my Balance Wizard's red barn farm. Now, you can buy this in the crown shop. You can go to houses here, and then you can find it here, the red barn farm. Now, it says it costs 12,500 crowns. Never, ever buy that. Instead, you can buy it for 125,000 gold, which, as you quest along, you can get this pretty easily. So, the red barn farm, here's the thing with the red barn farm. So you see all of these sunions that I have planted, and the sunions, you know, they require a special kind of soil, and they're rank 3 plants, but basically one of the sunions likes is the red barn farm, and this and the botanical gardens, which I think comes from a bundle, are unique in the fact that they both apply to plants just as a like, and plants likes, they're real important. Let me actually go on my ice. That would be a much better way to show you. So I present to y'all my couch potato farm. Yep, all of them are elder. That's why they've got this like giant glow to them. But this stuff on the floor here are their likes. So they like the tropical garden gnome, which you could buy in the bazaar for like a little bit of gold. They like the sandwich station, which they can actually drop themselves, and you can also buy it in the bazaar for gold. Litter, which for some reason I guess they like, or actually no, they're couch potatoes. They like litter. that makes complete sense for them to like. Oh god, they're gonna start screaming now. And the last thing that they like, y'all can't see it past, you know, the glow. You know what? I'm gonna harvest them all real quick. That sounds like it's a good idea. And let me show you what they drop when you harvest them. So, yeah. Ignore Argleston. Yeah, he's just telling me my TCs are full. Because couch potatoes, this is the most sought after plant, arguably. What is even taking up my earthquakes? That's what. Couch potatoes are the most sought after plant in the entire game because they drop so many mega snacks. Like, look here at this fancy yogurt. This gives a total of 50 pet experience. Like, that's crazy. And it gives 15 will, 15 strength, and 20 power. So if you're training a, you know, quint damage pet like Champ here, for example, the will, the strength, and the power are the only stats that matter. So, you know, you can train a pet from baby all the way to mega just on, you know, the fancy yogurts, and they'll get everything that they need if it's a full damage. So the types of snacks that these drop also matter quite a bit. And as you can see, you know, they also drop a lot of gold. So that's another reason to do gardening. So definitely I would recommend getting into this. And the way you get experience, because the couch potatoes, if I can find a seed for them, yeah, they're rank 3 plus only. And so that basically means you have to be gardening rank 3 or higher to get them. And it's very easy to get to rank 3. I mean, you saw my balance, I was level 6, and I have literally just only planted like 9 dandelions. I just bought some from the bazaar and planted them, did my thing, and came back about like a week later or so, and they were all ready to harvest, like an elder. And so I was able to get up to rank 6 gardening just off of 9 of those, which is honestly, like, that's pretty good time. I will say that. So as you can see here, one of the couch potatoes did drop the litter housing item, which is something that they like, so I can just feed that to the pet, and then I can just continue. So with all of them harvested, you can look here, and then if you mouse over them, it'll list all of their likes. So this plant here, this is a dead king parsley. You can, like, I just used like whatever it's called, like the advanced movement thing for housing, to put this plant up here. So yeah, what that effectively does is, even though it's dead, it still applies to all of the couch potatoes as a like. So as you can see, I have 5 likes on all of these couch potatoes, on both of these giant plots of couch potatoes. So yeah, having the likes, it's like I can come back here in honestly a few short hours, and these all of these couch potatoes will be at the young plant stage. And another really important thing to note about couch potatoes and really just plants in general is that like Farley, you know, he went on for a while about how pests and, you know, the plant's needs can hurt a plant and eventually like kill it. But the way that it works, the way that the code works, is that the needs and pests, they only appear whenever you load into your house with all of the plants just sort of there. So basically, I can log off and then come back on when all of these plants are at the young stage, and then log off and come back again when they're at the mature stage. And the mature stage is the only time that I ever have to, you know, water the plants. And because basically after that, I can just, you know, leave for, like, I could just not come to the Red Barn Farm for, you know, like 4 or 5 days with all 5 likes that I've got here. That's sort of around the time frame that it is with how long it takes these to go from mature to elder. So, you know, every 4 to 5 days I can come back here, harvest the plants at elder without having to worry about tending to their needs and like the pests and whatnot. And yeah, I can just harvest them at elder, and that's it. that's how it works. You can very easily, it's like, I don't know if I want to call it cheesing it, but it is like, it's a very good thing to really do. It's like that is by far the best way to go about like dealing with your plants, and that's how you can get mega snacks really, really quickly. And yeah, I mean, look at this. Just off of this harvest, I got 63 golden wheat breads. I've got so much. Like, I've got a lot of other snacks. You can sell off the other lower tier snacks, like the jars of jelly beans and the killer tomatoes. You can sell these in the bazaar, and you know they'll like, basically this is how I like keep gold. It's a good way to store gold. I could just sell off like 200 killer tomatoes, right, and make like 100,000 gold at the bazaar. So gardening is the most important side activity in Wizard101 for all of these reasons. So yeah, and then when it comes to getting mega snacks from the couch potatoes here, I do actually have a video from about 7-ish months ago that is still relevant today, where it goes over like where to get couch potatoes and just sort of the top 3 locations to farm them at. So, you know, getting a lot of couch potatoes, it really, really matters, because when you're training pets and, you know, you're just feeding them pet snacks just over and over, it helps to have mega snacks just to feed them to speed along the process and minimize the energy cost. So, I mean, you can see that just off of these, like harvesting all of these couch potatoes and then planting them back, it took about 220 energy around there. So it is still pretty costly in terms of energy. You kind of get the idea. And then again, if you come once after planting them, like I usually just wait like for a day to come back before they become young plants, and then another day after that for them to become mature, and then, you know, I tend to their needs on that one day when they're at their mature stage, and then I wait for a bunch more days, and then I come back and they're all elder. And I don't have to worry about any of them dying as long as I can stick to that schedule. So that's how it's done. that's how it works when you are gardening in this game. Yeah, I think that will wrap up. Thank y'all for watching. I've been iSkull. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave luck at the comments for the algorithm. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more. And again, you know, if you have any questions about stuff that I didn't cover in this video, like there's more quests just sort of as you go along. Like the plant all card, this comes from an Avalon vendor at like I think level 10 or 15. So basically just like get experience as you go, and then eventually you'll be able to get this. But if you have any other questions that I didn't answer with this video, feel free to leave a comment. I will get back to you as soon as possible, and I will see y'all later.